Did I give the OWD definitions?
Yeah, you gave the OWD definitions and options also, ma'am, and navigation.
Okay. We have seen, last class we have seen about role hierarchy, and we logged in with a user. We created a record with one of the user, right? We created a CEO, COO, CTO, and CFO. So for each role, we have assigned to the one user. So when the CTO user is created, the others were able to see the information, right? When this person was created the record, the CEO was able to see, and CFO was able to see, CEO was also able to see, and VP was also able to see. Now, the reason is we have a OWD settings. So OWD settings and roles are both are combined together, because whenever we set the role, it will mention that what kind of a OWD has it, and based on that, what data will be shared to these roles. Now, OWD, there are different types of OWD options we have. Public, private, and public read only, public read write, public read write transfer. So these are for lead and cases. I think yesterday, last class, we have discussed about which all are used by whom, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then fine. So we also discussed about the internal access. We also discussed about the external access, who will be using it. Now let's, so for example, for the custom objects, whenever we create a custom object, okay, whenever we create a custom object, by default, Salesforce is going to give us public read write access for all the custom objects. All the custom objects, by default, Salesforce is going to, for all the custom object, the default OWD option is public read write, except the object, except the custom object that has implemented master detail relationship. Master detail relationship. Except the master detail relationship. For the master detail relationship, what will happen? It is going to show me the controlled by parent, controlled by the parent. Let's suppose I'm going to edit this record. Okay, I'll click on edit button. Now, whenever I click on edit button, what is going to happen here? Will I see all the custom object? Right now I have a patient. Patient custom object is I cannot see here. What is the reason for the patient object is not showing here? Patient is another object. So patient is a custom object, but when I click on edit, it is not showing the patient. What is the reason here? Why it is not showing the patient object? If I cancel it, if I show here the patient, patient is available. But if I click on edit, the object is not available. What is the reason? What might be the reason? Because what are the custom objects that we have? Custom objects which says controlled by parent. Custom object, whatever that it says controlled by parent. All the custom objects which says controlled by parent, we cannot edit. Controlled by parent custom objects, we cannot edit. Whereas standard objects, you can edit. Standard objects, we have the capability of standard object to edit it, like order, contact, assert. These are controlled by parent, but these are the standard object. Standard objects. So these standard objects, I can make a changes to that. But custom object, if there is any custom object which says that controlled by parent, we cannot edit them. We cannot edit them. So custom object that says controlled by parent cannot be edited. In OWD. Sometimes in interview they will ask, okay, the common question. Interview they will ask that I have an object, okay, I have an object, but when I try to assign the OWD option for one of the custom object, they will say that when I try to assign the OWD option for one of the custom object, I'm not able to see that object. What is the reason? This is to just to confuse you. They will ask that I have an object. There is a full access, everything access is available. But still, when I go to the OWD and when I click on edit, I cannot see the object. What might be the reason? The reason is the custom object has a master detail association with the parent. So for that object, default OWD option is controlled by the parent. Default OWD option is controlled by the parent. For patient, who is the parent? Parent is the account. Parent is the account. So it is controlled by the parent. So that's the reason OWD option we cannot change for the custom objects that has a controlled by parent. Right? So we have, okay. So let's see, let's go to the paint. Okay. So we have this setup in the role hierarchy, right? This setup is in the role hierarchy and we have different accounts we have. So different objects we have in the Salesforce. This is my organization. This is my organization. This is my Salesforce organization. Inside this, we have a different objects. We have account. We have an account, contact, opportunity, lead, case. Along with this, we also have custom objects, which is nothing but hiring manager, patient, right? So multiple. Whatever the org has, it is going to show all the object information here. Assume that I have these objects in my organization. I have these objects in my organization: account, contact, opportunity, lead, case, hiring manager, and the patient. These are my objects inside my Salesforce organization. Now, for each object, we have a different OWD setting. For each object, we have a different OWD setting. It's not that in organization, I cannot say that OWD will be common for all the objects. I cannot say that. OWD has to be separate for each object. For contact, it will have a different OWD setting. And for opportunity, we'll have a separate OWD setting. And for lead, we have a separate OWD setting. For case, we have a OWD setting. For hiring manager, we have a separate OWD setting. For patient, we have a separate OWD setting. For account also, we have separate OWD setting. Every individual object will have their own OWD settings, because it is possible that account will have a separate settings, contact will have a separate settings, and everybody will have a separate settings. I cannot say that it is common, OWD is common for all the object. We cannot say that. Now let's assume that account object, now this person is creating the record. CTO is creating the record. When CTO creates the record, I wanted to make it visible to only this person. Whoever is creating the record, only that person should be able to see the record. Right? I do not want anybody else to be seeing it. Only this person, and whoever is the manager for this person is there, only that person should be able to see. Here the manager is CEO. Now these two people should be able to see. Apart from that, no other should be able to see the record that is created by CTO. The user, CTO, should not be able to see the record. So that means if I have to restrict the owner, that means as soon as this user is created the account, then this person is the owner. Then this person only should be see the record. So what I can do is, it will first go to the here OWD setting. In the OWD setting, what we can do is, right now we have a public. Read write, right? So instead of that, what we can do is we can give a private. We can give as a private. I can give the record as private. So if I give the record as a private, what will happen? Only these two members should be able to see the record. None of others, whoever is the rest of the users are there in the organization, they should not be able to see the record. So this is what we are going to do it right now. Let's go to the sharing setting. Let's edit. So which one do I need to make a changes? Internal user or external users? Internal access or external access? Which one do I need to make a changes?
Internal access.
Internal access. So let's go ahead and change this to the private. It says that if you are going to make this account as a private, account is linked to the opportunity and case history, right? So as soon as if I make these changes to the private, all the related objects must go into the private. Now, if you look at the opportunity, what is it? It has a public read write, right? Because my account was public read write, opportunity was also public read write. Now I'm changing into private account. I'm going to change it to the private. So opportunity, all the related records or whichever is the tightly bound objects are there, those are going to change here or look up relationship. But here account, opportunity, case and case history, which is linked within the Salesforce. We cannot see that how it is linked with, we cannot see. Right now it shows if I go to the opportunity object, I can see that there is a lookup relationship to the account. But there is a different connection within the Salesforce. That's the reason whenever I'm changing here account, it says that opportunity access must be private when account access is set to the private. Okay, I'll say okay. Then it says that case access must be private when account access is set to private. So case also, it has public read write transfer is there. Now it should go back to the private because I'm changing the account. Now again, it should change the case sharing. So case sharing mode also should go to the private. Fine. So let's click on save. What happened? Everything is changed. As soon as it is private, opportunity changed and case is also changed to private. Now let's click on a save button. Fine, all sharing will be applied. It takes seconds of time. One or more sharing operations has been initiated. See below the additional details, certain operations may not be available. That means it is not yet saved. I cannot see what are the changes that I have applied. I cannot see here because it will take some time. Now, if you scroll down, you will know that who has modified it. So it will say so and so person made an org by default update account on this particular day at this time. You can submit the changes after the operation completes. So which all are sharing rules are going to affect account, opportunity, case. These are the sharing rules which are going to affect. Apart from that, there is no other sharing rules are getting impacted.
So is this for all the roles? Will this be applied to all the roles or? Because we have never mentioned.
I'm not talking about role here. What I'm doing is I'm changing the sharing setting for the OWD.
Okay.
So right now, what we are doing is just I'm updating this. What is this? This is just OWD setting. I'm updating it. Whenever the private it is going to change, opportunity and case will be changed to the private. So we are changing the OWD.
Okay.
We are changing the OWD here. So role is here and each role is associated to the users. Now let's go ahead and refresh. Now the changes are applied on the OWD, organization by default, opportunity private, case private, account private. That's good. Let's go to the users. So let's click on the user. Now we have a CTO user who is the CTO role is there for the user development user. Now I'm going to take this development user. Let's log in this. Okay, I logged in as a development user. Let's click on account, click on new. Let's say that account name is, I'll just give a different name, development user 1. Now let's give some account number C4777. Now type is prospect, rating is hot, and that's it. Okay, let's click on save. Now this person is created the record. Who is the person? Development user. Development user is created the record. What is the role for that person is CTO. Role is CTO for that person. Now I'll log in as another user. Let's assume that I'm going to log in as a subordinates. Subordinates, the COO. Let's log out this. Now I have a COO. Let's log into the customer user. Login. Click on accounts. Now let's go ahead and click on all accounts. Does this person able to see? He cannot. This person is not able to see, which is right. This person should not be able to see. That is working fine. He is not even seeing any record because this person is not created any record. Other records, I cannot share it to this person because we have a OWD setting as private. OWD setting as private. Now let's log out. Now let me log in as a VP, who is the superior for CTO. So let's log in as a testing user. Let's click on view role, view all. So accounts, all accounts, I cannot see any information. Perfect. This is working as per our requirement. As per the requirement, it is working fine. Nobody else is seeing it. Only the CTO is able to see, CEO is able to see. In our case, CEO is system admin, so he should be able to see the record. That should be fine. Now, there is another requirement which came on top of it. Okay, right now we have implemented this. Right now we have implemented this. After 10 days or 20 days, client will say that we have some other requirement. I want whoever is creating the CTO. Okay, I want CTO records to be shared with VP. Why? Because the CTO person is going on vacation. CTO person is going on vacation and there is some assignment given by the CEO. This person should not be able to do it. Now I need a VP to be doing that assignment and submit it to the CEO. Okay, this person is going on vacation. So let's assume that I'm working in an organization. I'm working in an organization. My manager has given a requirement to me, and that requirement is a development work they have given to me. And I need to complete the development work in 2 days because my manager given the deadline for 2 days. On second day, end of the day, I should be submitting that requirement to my manager. This is my assignment given by my manager. So I have reviewed the requirement. I felt that 2 days is more than enough. Within 4 hours, I can complete the requirement. So better today I'll enjoy it. Tomorrow I'll implement that logic and I'll submit it by end of the day. So this is what I thought. But suddenly what happened is I got a call from home, which is an emergency. And I have not even started the work. Okay. There is a work which I done it, some configuration part is which I done it, but main development part is not yet completed. And I got an emergency call and I have to leave right now. And I cannot leave without completing my task because that is the high priority. Though it is an emergency, but by looking at my future, this task is very important for me to submit it. Okay, without failure of that, I should be able to submit the record and then I have to take a break. So in this situation, what should we do ideally? Now I'm the person, I cannot say to the manager, I cannot say no to my manager. I cannot say no to my manager because I always give the first priority to my work, then home. I cannot say no, and I cannot say I cannot come at home. So both are important right now. So what you will do in this situation? If I take a decision that I'll complete the assignment, then I'll go home. Completing the assignment will be taken 4 to 5 hours. Ideally, it should be taken 4 to 5 hours. But I am not in a situation to concentrate on that because my mind is running in all the different situations are going on in my mind. I'm not in a position to execute that logic right now. So I cannot spend even 1 hour. Then the second option, I look for somebody. I look for somebody, my colleague or somebody who can help me, who should be able to handle the situation based on the current requirement. Based on the current requirement, I need to identify the person who should be able to complete it and who should be able to understand my situation currently. So what I'll do is I'll talk to my colleague. I'll talk to my colleague saying that, okay, this is what the assignment is came from the manager. I have to leave now because I have an emergency. Will you able to complete my task in 5 hours or 6 hours? Take additional hours, that should be fine. I can request that, but will you able to complete it? So if the colleague says that, okay, I will be able to complete it, give me all the information, share all the information to me. So what I have to do, I have to share all the information to that person. Right? I have to share all the information to that person. Now, same situation applies here. Same situation applies here. Now, this person is having a complete overload. There is a overload is there on this person. Like 24 hours is also not enough for this person to complete it. There is a high critical issue which came. Because of that, this person is not able to spend time on the assignment which is given by the CEO. Okay. So what this person will do, this person will identify his superior, who is the best person to do the work, what are the work that is given by me or what are the work that is given by CEO, who is the best person in my superior. So he will say that, okay, VP might be able to do it. So he will ask a VP, okay, will you able to do it? So VP says that, yes, I can do it. I have a bandwidth for that. And what the CTO has to do, CTO has to share the records to this person so that this person will start working on the records, right? So there is a lead record or an opportunity record or account records. This person is working on those records. So he has to share those records to the VP. Now, the problem is here, I have a OWD setting is private. OWD setting is a private. The person, when it is a private, he cannot share the records to this person. We will not have, like he cannot say that, okay, private, if I change this private to public, if I change this private to public read write or public read only, what will happen? Other superior should be able to see this record. Now I do not want that should be happening on. So I cannot change the OWD. I want the OWD to be private. As well as I wanted to share the records to the specific person whom I want. So how can we do that?
Sharing the record.
Sorry?
Sharing the record, ma'am.
Sharing the record. So we have some functionality in the Salesforce which is called as a sharing features. In Salesforce, we have a functionality which is called as a sharing. To make the record, to make the records to be visible to other users inside the organization. Inside the organization. In order to make the records visible to the other users inside the organization. What we have to do, we have to use sharing feature. Using this sharing features, we can share the record to the single user or multiple user. And we have a different ways of sharing rules. Sharing will be done in the multiple ways. Let's go ahead and see. Sharing will be done in multiple ways. Now I have an account object. Okay, this is my account object. This is my account object. On the account object level, we have a setup which is called as a private. OWD setting is private. This is my OWD setting. OWD setting is private. Now, as we have a private OWD setting on the account object, only the person, whoever is the created, whoever is the owner, that person should be able to see the record, as well as the manager. The manager should be able to see the record. Apart from that, nobody else is able to see the records. Now, the person wanted to share the records to his superior or her superior. So what is her name? Let's assume that her. So VP, they wanted to share the record, right? CTO want to share the record to the VP. Now, what is the way that we can go to in order to share the record? We have to use the sharing feature. We have to use the sharing feature. Sharing feature is the one which is Salesforce has given this functionality. This feature is given by the Salesforce. Now on the private, whenever we have a private setup on the object level, I can use the sharing feature. Sharing feature is, I can use it. Sharing feature can be done in multiple ways. In multiple ways, I can do the sharing feature. The first thing is, there are three ways. First of all, there are three ways which we can do the sharing. One is manual sharing. One is manual sharing, and second one is automated sharing. Automated sharing, and the third one is Apex sharing. Apex sharing. So these are the three different ways where we have a sharing mechanism. Three ways which we can do it. The person can share the record, the CTO, right? Development user, okay? So let's take here. CTO is development user. CTO role is applied to the development user. Role is applied to the development user. VP role is applied to the who is the VP user. Testing user. Right? Okay. So now the development user wanted to share the records with testing user. He wanted to share the records with testing user. So in order to share the record, we have a feature called sharing feature. And what are the different ways this development user can share the record? There are three different ways which we can share it. One is manual sharing, automated sharing, Apex sharing. These are the three different ways the development user can share a record to the testing user. Now that's fine. Manual sharing, automated sharing, Apex sharing, looks good. But using the manual sharing, how can I do that? Using the manual sharing, what are the options that I need to go ahead and which way do I need to do it? So using the manual sharing, we have a something called sharing button. On the record level, we have a sharing button. So using the sharing button, I can share the record manually. I can share the record manually. Sharing button. Okay. So where can I see this sharing button? Go to the record. Let's switch to the Lightning. Okay. So account. So right now click on this June 23. Here we have a click on these buttons. There are different buttons are available. So one of the button is sharing. So using the sharing button, we can share the records to the another user. Who will be clicking on that record? The person who wants to share, whoever is the owner of the user. Whoever is the owner of the user. In this case, development user is the owner of the user. Development user is the owner of the record. So whoever is the owner of the record, if that person wanted to share the record with any other member, then this person has to click on sharing button. Sharing button on the particular record. Particular record. Now once we click on the sharing button. Now once I click on the sharing button, what are the different, like, okay, I'm going to share the record, but what kind of a access will I give to the testing user? What kind of a access will I give to the testing user? What kind of a level access that I have here in the sharing level? So we have a two level access we can give. In the sharing level, we can give the two level of access. One is read only and another one is read write. And another one is read write. Another one is read write. What is this? This is called as a level of access. Level of access. Right? I'm not touching a role hierarchy anywhere here. Right? So here, when I give a manual sharing, okay, when I give a manual sharing here, on the manual sharing, whoever is the person I wanted to share, I can click on sharing button. This person will click on sharing button. Now, once I click on the sharing button, either the person can be applied to the read only or read write. Decision is taken by the owner. decision is taken by the owner. Now let's go ahead and click on. And let's log in as one of the user here, development user. Let's click on login. Account. And I'm going to the development user 1. Now I'll click on the sharing. Now when I click on the sharing, okay, what are the different ways I can do it? Here, the level of access is read only and read write. Read only and read write. So once we have a, either this is what I'm talking about. Once I click on the sharing button, the level of access is decided by the access, whether I should be able to give the read only or read write. Now, whom all should I be able to share the record? Whom all should I be able to share the record? Either I can share the record with a single user or I can share the record with multiple users. I can share the record with single user or I can share the record with multiple users. Single user or I can share with multiple user. Right? Once I decide the level of access, I can share with either of one. Now let's see. First, we will concentrate on how to share with a single user. How to share with single user. Now, if I say a single user, okay. Now here we have a users, public group, role and subordinates. Okay. User is the single user which we are talking about. Okay. User is the single user which we are talking about. Multiple user, I'll come to that. I'll come to the multiple user. Now first we'll focus on the user. Okay. Now who is the user that I wanted to give? The testing user I wanted to give. Testing user I wanted to give the access. Now what is the level of access that I'm giving him? The level of access which I'll give is read only. The level of access I'll give as a read only. And the case access private and opportunity access is private. OWD level, I have a private. OWD level, I have a private. And this sharing with one group of a user. Let's click on this edit. Now, who is it is shared with? The same user, right? Because this testing user is not yet done. No, okay. Let's cancel. Now we can see that sharing with one user. Now let's save this. As soon as I click on this, it is saying that record share data for the user testing. Now what is happening here? It is showing the count as a 2. Now if I click on edit, user developer, who is the user development? He is the owner. He is the owner of the user development. That is by default, one will come. Now user testing right now I shared it. Right now I did share with user testing. What is the level of access that I have given? The read only on the account. Cases opportunity is linked to the account. So definitely the cases opportunity will come. I gave the case and opportunity as a private. Right? I gave the access as the private. Now here there are two level of access, read only and read write. Right now what I have given? Only the read only. Only the read only. Now for the read only, what if user testing is log into this? Okay, they will they open testing user? Will they able to open the record after the sharing or not?
Yeah, they can open.
They can open. Let's go ahead and see. Let's click on save. Log out as this user. Log in as testing user. Now click on all accounts. All accounts. Now the development user is able to see the record. Right? Able to see the record. Now let me update this. Let me update this to the customer record. Let's click on save. What is happening? It
We have only read
not
only
have
option.
the necessary privilege to edit this record. See your administrator for help. Because I gave only the read-only access. I gave only the read-only access. So that's the reason it is giving me that error. It is giving me that error. Now you might be asking the question, then why do we have a edit access here? Why do I have edit access here? This is going to play a role by the profile. What is the profile for this user? SIT platform profile. What is the SIT platform profile? Will have the access on the account. Read, edit access. Read and edit access. Though the person has given the read-only access, but still you are able to see that icon edit access. You will not be able to submit the record. You will not be able to change the record, but you will see the edit icon because the profile is playing a role there. Because the profile has the edit access, the person should be able to see the record, right? But when you click on the edit, the person should not be able to update the information. Now here are the points. While sharing the record to the required user, required users, we have three types of sharings. Three types of sharing mechanism. What are those three types?
Manual sharing, automated sharing, and Apex sharing.
Manual sharing, automated sharing, Apex sharing. Now, manual sharing. What is the manual sharing here?
We are manually sharing the record by clicking on the sharing button.
Right. So, admin or developer can share the record to the required user manually with the help of sharing button. With the help of sharing button. So by using the sharing button, we can share the records. We can share the record to either a single user or to multiple user. We'll see the multiple user. Single record to the single user or multiple users. Okay, here is the thing. When I say multiple users with the required level of access, Okay. Now, right now what happened? The person has shared with only the testing user. Let me log in as a development user. Go to the accounts. Sharing. Now I can select multiple users here, right? I can select user manager. I can select integration user. I can select a different user, customer user, everybody I can select it, but I have to do it individually, right? I can share with a single user or multiple user with the required level of access. That means based on this required level of access, we can grant the, what are those level of access? We can grant the access to the other user,
Read only and read write.
read only and read write. Now read only is, what will it will do? It will grant only view permission to the users on the record. It will grant only the view permission on the users. Read write, it grant only view and edit permissions. On the record. Hence the other users cannot delete. We will not give a delete option to them and share the records to the other user. So what is this means? Share the records to the another user. So this means, for example, right now what is happening? This person is sharing the record to the VP. Now what the VP will do? VP will share the record to the CEO. Now this flexibility we do not want to give. Now if this person is already CTO is sharing the record to you. That is not your record. That is not testing user record. When the record is not owned by you, you do not have privileges to share the records to other members. If the testing user is creating a record, if the record owner is testing if the record owner is testing user, then the person will have a flexibility or privileges to share the records to the another member. Now this restriction we do not want. When the other person is sharing the records to you, you should be having access to either edit and view only or just a view. Only these two permissions are applicable to the other users whenever we are sharing the record. Will not have any sharing or delete option will not be there. Sharing or delete will not be there.
I have one doubt here.
Yeah.
Now you given the read write permission for testing user.
I have
Just
given the read only.
no. I'm asking while you giving the read write permission for testing user. Am I go to in profile level object permission? I given the only read action for that testing user. If the person whoever sharing the development record to testing user, he able to edit the record or just see the record.
Let's see that. So what you are saying is we have a testing user. On the testing user, we have a profile, SIT platform profile. SIT platform profile have account access is, let's take out the edit option. Let's assume that I'll take out the edit option for industry. Let's save this. I do not have it. This person does not have a edit access. And also what I'll do is on the object level, let's go ahead and edit.
Give the only read action, read permission.
On the object level, let's go ahead and create us. Okay, this is the account. Let's take out the edit option. Now this person has only the read access.
Yeah.
Right, let's go ahead and save this. First of all, let's log in as this person, development user. Account, development user 1. Let's click on sharing. I already have an edit access for this. So what I'll do is I'll change the access to the user testing read write. Let's click on save. Record shared data user testing was updated fine. Okay, just to cross verify, let's go ahead and here click on this user testing read write access is there. Now log out as a user development. Login back as a testing user. Now testing user has the account record. Now let's go ahead here and view all accounts. All accounts. So this person has a development user. Let's click on it, delete. Now, do I have an edit option? Edit option is not there. I'll do one thing for your, okay. What I'll do is this testing user account level, we do not have an edit access. Let's go here, accounts. This is a classic. Account level, if I go to the record, do I have an edit option here? I have an edit option. But is that person able to see the edit option?
No.
Does it have the edit option? No, it's not there. Now let's log in as a development user. Let's click on login. Let's go to the account. Development. Does this person have the edit access? Yes. Okay. So what is the reason might be here? Now, what are the things that we have learned so far is OWD. Role, OWD, sharing record, profile. Okay. If OWD says private, if OWD says private, okay, I'm saying here private. I'm saying the OWD as a private, but I have a profile level is public, which is a CRUD operation. All the CRUD operations are there. All the CRUD operations are applicable if there is a private. All the CRUD options are applicable to only the person, whoever is the owner. Whoever is the owner. If the record is not created by another user, if I'm sharing a record, if I give the read write, if I give the read write access here, if I give the read write access to the another person, assume that I'm giving the read write for the testing user. testing user, what is the profile we have? Only read access is there. Though I am giving the read right? He cannot edit it. He cannot edit, this person cannot edit the record, which is not possible. Another scenario, okay? Another scenario is we have a private, okay? CRUD operation is there. And I have another user who is the testing user. I'm sharing the record to the testing user. This person has a profile, all CRUD operations are there. Create, read, edit, delete, all the options are available. Okay, so but right now what is happening is, this is a private. I'm sharing the record. I'm sharing the record to this person as read only. I'm sharing the record to this person read only. When I share the person read only, this person, does it see only the read only? He should be able to see the edit access. When I open the record, the person should be able to see the edit access, because at the profile level, I have a read, edit, delete. Read, edit, delete is there. So that's the reason the person should be able to edit it. But when it comes to the save, it is going to throw an error. So the profiles is going to applicable for the records that they have created it. The profiles are applicable to the user level. The profiles are applicable to the user level. Permissions that we have not covered. Okay, so here, understand the thing. Role is playing a hierarchy role. It is not playing a role of a record sharing or anything. It is not doing any role. It is just a hierarchy role. It is just a deciding the hierarchy. OWD, what is doing it? It is object level. Object level, what access needs to be there. It is not restricting the user. OWD is not restricting the user. You should see only this, you should see only this. It is not restricting anything. Object level, it is saying that which object should go on private, which object should go on public read write, which object should go on, this is the object level. When this person open up the record, when this user open up the record, what all are things are going to play here? First thing it is going to play. For example, this person is opening the record. When this person is opening the record, the first thing is that profile level, it is going to check. What is my profile level that I have the access? Based on the profile level, it will open the record. For viewing, for opening the record, whenever I click on the record, for opening the record, it is going to, first thing it is going to check, because user is directly connected to the profile. User is directly connected to the profile. So whenever the user is opening the record, first thing what it will do, it will check the related profile access. The related profile access. Then it will check the OWD access along with that role access. But first, when I'm loading it on the load, it will check what is my access in the profile level. Then after loading it, what level of access that I have is decided by the object level and the role hierarchy. Fine. So this is how these all are going to play roles. Now sharing record is something which is additional. Sharing record is something additional. You do not have access. You are not created the record. You are not the owner of the record. But still, Some members wanted to share the record. This is on top of it. On top of it. Like once the OWD role is executed, then the next one is sharing will be created. When I'm loading the list view, what will happen? That time it will check profile level. Profile level. Okay, profile level is object level. The object level, it is a public read, write, or those all things it is going to verify. It is not going to verify the field level access. Right now, okay, this is not there. So object level access, what it is there. Now it is going to check OWD, private, okay, role hierarchy, which role hierarchy. And then it will come at the end, sharing record. Does anybody share the record? Then in the list view, after execution of all this, everything, it is going to show the records in the list view of the record, list view in the account. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Now, next thing is we have a one use case. Let's assume that use case is or the requirement, I can say requirement. Okay, the requirement is create an account record. Create an account record by login with development user. Okay. So create an account record by login with development user. So we have a development user. Create an account record by login with development user account. That means development user is going to create a one account record. And this person is going to share the record, account record, to the manager user. We have another user, manager user.
నేను మాకే అవుతున్నా నేను పిలిచినట్టు రా క్లాస్ చెప్తాను
Requirement is development user is going to create a record, which is an account record. And this development user is going to share the record with manager user. With what level of access? The level of access he is going to share with read only. Read only access. Read only access. Development user. Who is the development user? CTO. The role is CTO. Now manager user. Manager user, who is the what is the role of manager user? CFO. Role is CFO. Clear? The requirement is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Will you be able to create it?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's take this as an assignment. In case if you are not able to do this, we'll cover it tomorrow. If you are able to do it, we will take it to the next.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, I guess everybody has this users, development user, manager user, everybody has this. And they have,
Yeah.
you have a role hierarchy also.
Yeah.
Fine. Interview questions. Did I give the interview questions on OWD?
Yes, ma'am.
So what is the different.
Ma'am, I have one doubt, ma'am, here.
Hmm.
Hello.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Actually, you are my manager. You giving the task to us. I'm not able to did this. I given the task to one other person.
Hmm.
Okay, he will do all the work, and again he will share the record to us. The manager will
Wait a minute. The person cannot share the record.
sorry, the person cannot share the record.
Hmm.
Is there any effect by that person to sorry manager will is there any problems like that we did?
Okay, so you have a manager ABC,
Okay.
and the manager has given work to the some Swati.
uh,
Okay. Swati is not available. She shared a record with Ramesh.
yes.
Okay. So what is your question on here?
Okay, Ramesh is completed the work.
Okay.
Okay. While doing like this, the manager giving the task to Swati.
Hmm.
Swati only completed that work, but Ramesh is doing that. Is
Hmm.
there any problem like that? Like manager will ask why do you do this like?
Okay. That is all the approval. So these all everything record sharing, everything will happen after approval of everything. So when you receive the requirement saying that I wanted to share the record with somebody else. So when you receive this requirement, there is a prior to that, there is all the approvals might have happened.
Okay.
Everybody is agreed in the organization, then only they went for this sharing the record. Because without approval, we cannot do. That's the reason whenever we get a requirement, we first take a signature from the client saying that you are approving to do this kind of a permissions with us. So there is an agreement between us and client. So requirement is nothing but that is an agreement that they are saying that, okay, client is saying that, okay, give this access to this person. Then we will give that. If there is no approval, if there is nothing is not there, then we should not be sharing any records to anybody.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Okay, thanks, ma'am.
Okay. What is sharing future? What are the different type of sharing features? What is manual sharing? How the developer or admin or how the owner will be sharing the record to the other user. What are the different access levels the sharing has? What is the read only? What is the read write access? Can I share the record with multiple users? Can I share the record with multiple users? what is private on OWD? What is a private option on OWD? What is public just a second. What is public? Read, write, transfer, and which objects does this option is applicable for? Okay. Any other that I'm missing on? Okay then. I think that's,
Ma'am,
yeah,
if time permits, can I ask one more question?
yeah.
Yes, ma'am. I have one account object. Sorry, I have one account object.
Mhm,
Okay, in account object, we have so many fields.
mhm,
Okay,
mhm,
in the field level, I take one field like I here field name is rating.
mhm.
Okay, now I am changing to field label rating to some other name like uh, rating some other name, ma'am.
Mhm, mhm.
Here I am not able to change the rating name, like that two that field label names are uh, disabled, like you are not changed. Why, ma'am? Is there any backend? Is there any did like
Don't get it. So you're saying that you wanted to change the label name,
yes,
but it is not allowing.
it is not allowing.
Standard, there are few standard fields are there, which we cannot change the label name. Those are the standard fields.
The standard fields.
Let me go to the account. Let me switch to the classic. Setup account.
I carry on, carry on.
So where is the rating? Rating, edit. This you cannot change it. But if you go to the account record, open up this, edit the layout. Here also we cannot change it. There is a one place where you can change the standard label names.
We go to rename tabs and labels. Can we change it there?
Those are the tab names. These are the tab names. If you wanted to change from account to some like a customer information.
Oh, okay. So only for tabs. Okay.
Tab C, you are going to change it. But there is a place where you can change the label name. Let me figure out that, then I'll come back to you. Okay. I'm not able to recollect that place right now. I think we lost him. Okay, so I guess that is the one. Let me see. Rename tabs and label. Okay, let's edit this. Customer. Okay, next. Okay, here it is. Where is the rating? Yeah, if you wanted to change rating to rating 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is the place. Easy there. Okay, if I change to rating 1, 2, 3, let's click on save. Okay, so account rating 1, 2, 3. Why I did not change the account here? Accounts it is showing because what I did is rename. Let's click on rename tabs, edit. So customer I gave here, I need to give the plural name. Customers, click next. Okay, click save. Now come back to the here. So accounts gone. So right now it will be in the customer. See you. Customers. So June 23, we can see the label change. Fine. I think we lost him, but this is the place where we change it. On the field level, we cannot change.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay then. Yeah. Thank you all. Happy weekend.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Bye.